Hey there guys, it's Salis from tepidgaming.com and I'm pleased to present to you my review of The Darkness 2. Let me just start by saying, unlike most of my content, this is a review. I have played all 4 hours of the campaign, so I think I've got a valid basis for my opinions. Unlike my other content, which is basically the first impressions of one idiot. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on with the review. This game is amazing! Right, let's just open with that. I enjoyed the original Darkness, and while the sequel does build on the story somewhat, it also suffers from some of the same issues and a few new ones as well. Like, let's have a look at Field of View, everybody's favourite topic. I'm not going to talk much about this because Total Biscuit has already adequately covered this. I'll link you to his video concerning this in the description below. But it is an important issue, especially for PC players, because even though it doesn't affect me personally, it does make some people very, very ill. Another area where the Darkness 2 struggles is lighting. Instead of just losing your darkness powers in this game, you are now also blinded and deafened in light. It's like since the last game Jackie Estacado has become a vampire. You know, the good kind, not the sparkly kind. Bearing this in mind, of course, you can't play a game which is pitch black the entire time, so lighting has to come from other quote-unquote sources. For example, there's a bit in Chapter 1 where you go down into the subway, and it seems like light is coming out of the posters on the walls. That gets a mite confusing in my opinion. And I just think they need to rework how some of the lighting works. There is a talent system in place in this game, and for the most part the talents are good. And they're divided into 4 talent trees: the demonic tree, channeling tree, guns, and executions. And yes, with New Game Plus you can fill out all 4 and become the ultimate killamajig. But to me, the gun spec and the channeling spec seem very underpowered compared to demonic and executions, which both have healing and later shielding abilities. In fact, by the time you've managed to acquire demonic executions and dark armor, which are the top tier talents in both execution and demonic respectively, by the time you've acquired both of those, which you can do in a single playthrough I might add, you are essentially immortal. I mean, I'm currently 25% through-ish on Dawn difficulty, which is the top difficulty, and I just can't die. But the talent system itself isn't all bad. There are plenty of fun talents within it, like there's the one that creates throwable black holes to devour your enemies, and my god are they fun to use. Or empowering your guns by feeding the darkness through them. And it also opens up quad wield, which is also very, very cool. And now, if I may, I'll move on to the characters in this game. The Darkness is always about 2 or 3 characters. In this, of course, you've got Jackie Estacado, who, despite in this one being motivated exclusively by guilt, is pretty badass. He sacrifices his own men's lives, and he fights his way through hell just to defy the darkness. Which brings us on to our next character, the Darkness itself. It still sounds like it can't decide on a voice at all. It just keeps breaking, and it's really actually more funny than scary. But in this game it seems to know how to manipulate Jackie and twist his mind far better. It even at one point has Jackie believing he's gone completely wonko. As for your antagonist in this game, it is Victor, leader of the Brotherhood. He looks a bit like the love child of Quasimodo and Igor, but looks aside, as this is the Darkness, all is not as it seems, and while you're fighting off Brotherhood goons, your true antagonist for this game does make itself known. But of course, there's always that one character that everybody remembers, your Darkling, or as I call him, Tony, does return in this game, and he still acts like Monkey Bone on meth, with a really bad British accent. And now, let's just address the gameplay itself. And let's start with my favourite topic of all, your arsenal. The selection of guns in this game is fairly limited. You're looking at about 3 handguns, 2 submachine guns, 2 shotguns and a rifle. Except for in Hell, where you can only use Hell guns. Oh yeah, there's Hell guns in it. And they are limited to 1 type of handgun, 1 type of submachine gun and 1 type of rifle. And sadly, the Hell rifle is the closest thing to a big nasty gun, and you all know I'm a sucker for a big nasty gun. So, kinda disappointing there. But now let's look at the controls. The controls work pretty damn well, and I'm talking about the PC controls here. It's not just like a clumsy port. This has been, actually looks like it's had some thought put into it. The keyboard and mouse work really well. And I like the ability to direct your melee tentacle using the middle mouse button and the mouse itself. That's very, very good. And I love, absolutely adore, the ability to throw pretty much anything or anyone with the grabby tentacle. You do even get direct control of Tony at one point, and he handles relatively well. I mean, granted, it gets annoying as hell because you can't even go slightly near a light as Tony. And I did find the way you unlock your talents in this game to be oddly reminiscent of Bulletstorm, one of my favourite games from last year. And it made me want to be more creative with my kills, but don't get me wrong, hurling a pole through someone and impaling them never ever gets old. Although, it would be nice if some of the guns felt like they had some meat to them, particularly the Desert Eagle, which did not seem like a Desert Eagle at all, and all of the Hell guns, which they looked like they were made of flesh, and that was really, really cool, and you'd expect them to be like really evil, but they sound like bells being hit by owls. And I'll warn you in advance, the game does have some bugs. Starting at the carnival area, this is where I first encountered them, I experienced several points where any and all progress is prevented completely. Like, doors didn't open to allow me into the next area, or if my Darkling went to find a new way, he'd just get stuck on a roof or something. So the only way to get past these bugs is to restart your checkpoints, and some of them are quite a way back. But for the most part, the checkpoints are quite close to wherever your bugs occur. So that's just something to look out for. But on the whole, The Darkness 2 is well worth your time, money, bandwidth, and your soul. I'm not going to give it an out of 10 because there's no way in hell anyone uses a standardized system. But I will give it a very, very strong recommendation. So, thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want. I've been Salis, and I will see you next time.
What's it doing? Oh shit! Carlos coming, do it now!
Let's go look at them things.
Jenny!
Dance with me, Jackie.